for trousers only about 5 million. But all D'Oyly Carte wanted was around £200,000, and still the Arts Council said no. Shame again. Of course, the true irony of all this is that Gilbert and Sullivan haven't been so popular in ages as they are now. Joseph Papp's production of The Pirates of Penzance was the biggest hit of the 1981 Broadway season. It comes to London in the spring. You don't like Joseph Papp's production? No, they don't like Joseph Papp's production. And even now it's being filmed in this country with Linda Ronstadt, the rock singer, in a starring role. Video films of 5 of the operas are being made at Twickenham Studios, and all sorts of people like Angela Lansbury, Frankie Howard, and William Conrad, better known as Cannon the Fat Detective, are getting into Gilbert and Sullivan. Sometimes it seems to me that the only people who are getting out of Gilbert and Sullivan are D'Oyly Carte, the company that kept the works alive for more than a century. Tragic, that's what it is. Well, there you are. I've nailed my colours to the mast. Now, what do you, tired and wooden lot, think about all that?
Well, you know, tired and wooden was only one thing that the Arts Council report did say. They did say an awful lot of good things about it.
Yes,
like
indeed, they did. Yeah.
The way we managed our budget and the way we toured the country and kept the provincial theatres open. And that is one of the great sad things that, you know, you look down a touring list in the stage and other theatrical magazines and it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and now there's another name gone off, which means that provincial theatres will be darker for 3 more weeks of the year.
Yeah. How many are there of you in the company?
100 odd altogether.
Yes.
With our opening show, 100.
And now what happens to you all tomorrow? Do you sign on? Well, it seems to me that... if you all do sign, if you're all thrown out of work, it's going to cost the country more in dole money to keep you than it would have done to give the £200,000 in the first place.
Basically, I think it's a political move on the Arts Council to get rid of the D'Oyly Carte and start their own Gilbert and Sullivan Company, because really, with the D'Oyly Carte still actually performing as we were, then the competition would be too great for them, because they admitted themselves that basically once D'Oyly Carte were performing Gilbert and Sullivan, no other company had a chance.
Could it be said that you, to some extent, contributed to your own demise by not adapting to the times? Because you know, I know what you feel about Joe Papp's production of The Pirates, but I did see it on Broadway, and it was very lively. I mean, it had a lot of zip in it. They weren't nearly as good as you. Not nearly as good as you, but they had a lot of zip. And I wonder, you've been carrying on doing it in the traditional way. Was that a mistake, do you think?
Oh,
We can change. If we get the money, we can
but
change.
we are not expected to adapt to the times. The D'Oyly Carte Opera Company are the custodians of the Gilbert and Sullivan operas, and they should be done the way they were intended to be done by Gilbert.
So even if you had your time over again, you wouldn't change? You wouldn't say, OK, we'll do a Joe Papp?
Well, within the context of the work,
I don't
we
see
do
the
change.
necessity for this jazzing up. God knows we've had black Mikados and green Mikados and pink Mikados. They've all died a death. Yeah. The D'Oyly Carte is still carrying on.
Yes, the trouble is people only go to see that sort of thing once.
Situation that we can't do more lavish productions or even, you know, costumes and sets. Everything costs money, and it can't be done. That's all we need. We needed the money, and then we were all prepared to work hard to do something a little bit different with them and liven them up. I mean, I think that it's just impossible.
But surely the
without
two
the money.
styles can exist side by side. Let
Well,
perhaps
indeed,
Pirates be a marvellous success, a wonderful show, but let there be traditional straight Gilbert and Sullivan, played with as much as you can do to it, as money can buy, and let it be really super. But straight, the two can exist side by side happily, I'm sure of that.
OK, well, D'Oyly Carte has got one more song to sing on this programme, and what's it going to be?
Well, from H.M.S Pinafore, which was Gilbert and Sullivan's first real successful full-length opera of the 1870s, the finale of that opera, O Joy, O Rapture, Unforeseen.
I can't think of anything more appropriate, but just for the moment, clear your throats, get yourselves ready. Well, I tell everybody that that is all from Omnibus for tonight. So until next Sunday night, when we'll be back at the same time, I'll leave you in the capable hands of the D'Oyly Carte Opera Company as they sing for the very last time. Good night.
The sky is all ablaze with going and loving shining children, and he calls them up, and if he finds a maiden boy, he'll come forth before his joy. It rains with days. All these the captain of the Pinafore.
And a right good captain too.
And though before my fall I was captain of you all, I'm a member of the crew.
And though before his fall he was captain of us all, he's a member of the crew.
I shall marry with a wife in my humble rank of life, and you my own are she. I must wander to and fro, but wherever I may go, I shall never be untrue to thee.
What, never?
No, never.
What, never?
Hardly ever.
Hardly ever be untrue to thee. Get 3 cheers and 1 cheer more for the fall, the captain of the Pinafore. Get 3 cheers and 1 cheer more.